Okay. The motorcycle loyalty dashboard is going to rely on a lot of the same business rules that we use in automotive loyalty. Those business rules are designed in order to take a transaction that is purchased or occurs today, and it joins that transaction to a household. It looks at the contents of that household's garage, and if there is another motorcycle in the household, will qualify as a return to market event. And once we identify those return to market events from what they own and what they purchased, we are able to connect the two and assign a behavior to the household. So if the household owns a Harley-Davidson motorcycle and returns to the market and repurchases a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, we will call that purchase a loyal purchase to the Harley-Davidson make. The methodology consumes both new-to-new purchases and it consumes used-to-new purchases, which means that the vehicle owned by the household can be new or used. However, all of the purchase vehicles that we are measuring are new only. We've included within the dashboard all of the relevant and high-level categories for motorcycle, as well as all of the competitive segments that exist within IHS Markit standard motorcycle segmentation. We have all of the manufacturer or makes rather loaded up into the dashboard with all of their relevant models and model years that are going to cover from 2004 up to current. So this dashboard was produced in proof of concept for the calendar year of 2016. So what we are doing is we are joining all of the motorcycle new and new purchases to garages in order to look for new and used motorcycles to join to those new purchases. Once we have connected the new purchase to the garage-owned vehicle, we can go ahead and create labels for loyalty to the same category, to the same segment, to the same make, or to the same model. So the RTM and loyalty trend is going to reflect all four of those measures. The return to market population will be shaded in the background in order to understand where the volume is over on the primary axis. The loyalty rate is going to be displayed on the secondary axis. So we can quickly see that in July of 2016, that the category loyalty rate was 76.9%. And we can use these filters, we can use the makes, the models, the categories in order to create a custom group or restrict that to a particular make, model, or category or segment. We take a look at the RTM population distribution on the map on the right. Each state is selectable. The dashboard will dynamically adjust in order to show the measures that are associated with that given state. We can reselect by clicking outside the state within the box. We have the ability to zoom in to certain levels of geographies or bring that back out. The information down at the bottom is going to help us understand by any of our four primary category, segment, make, or models, what is the loyalty rate for each of those individually for the manufacturer or segment. We plot them on the right over here with the return to market population in the background, and then the individual rates overlaid on top of that return to market population. The dashboard has a second page, which the first page primarily will focus on retention, where the second page is going to focus on the inflow and the outflow, or the conquest and the defection. So very similarly to the front page, we have all of the category, segment, makes, and models and model years at the top. These filters will apply to this page only, so the filters don't cross pages. But we can set up either a new to new or a used. We can then go down and look at any of our individual categories, our makes or our models or our segments. We have it right now set up to make. So for the calendar year of 2016, we're seeing 56,457 Harley-Davidson return to market events, new to new only. Of those 56,000, 13,371 defected the Harley-Davidson brand. 10,619 were Conquest sales that the Harley-Davidson brand made of other manufacturers. The CD ratio is going to represent the balance between Conquest and Defection. When we divide Conquest by Defection, if the volume of Conquest is higher, then we are going to represent that with a number 1 or greater. If the Defection volume is higher, which it is in this case, we are going to represent that with a number that is lower than 1.0. In this situation, it is 0.79 is the index of Conquest to defections. And this is important because as people leave the Harley-Davidson brand, we also want to ensure that we are helping our customers understand how they are replacing customers that have left. When we go over to Conquest makes and Defection makes, we're now going to be able to see where those 13,371 customers went, or vice versa, where did the 10,619 Conquest customers come from? Again, all of these measures can be adjusted up at the top using the different category segment, make, model year filters, or we can begin to expand the methodology out in order to look at the used to new, the new to new, or both populations combined in concert.
Well, let's filter by make or by model, just to the left of the RTM. Over on the left, Mike, left column. Down right there. Yeah, let's just filter on model. And select any of those in the list. On
Yamaha models, we could look specifically at Honda models.
And then click on one of the models in the list to the left, and then it'll show us our Conquest Defection models.
So that's specifically when we look at an individual model of a given brand. What is the inflow and what is the outflow of that model by volume in the calendar year?
Like, click on that third one, the gold line, the GL 1800. That's good.
And this does have the full list.
And eventually we can modify that page so you can filter on category as well for Conquest Defection if you want to look at gold wing just on highway. Good.
Additionally, all the data can be exported. So down the bottom, we have the ability to download PDFs. You can select data from crosstabs, or for presentation purposes, you could also take images out.
All right, I think this is great. I think we're all set.
Great.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Yep, you got it, John. Anytime.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
All right, bye.